About 2,000 tons of cocaine are produced every year. That's almost double the amount that was made a decade ago. And Colombia is at the heart of this boom. Satellite photos show that about 200,000 hectares of land were used for coca last year. That's 5 times more than there were at the height of Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel. The global fallout is showing up everywhere, from the warehouses of Antwerp to coup plots in West Africa, bringing violence, corruption, and big profits. Bloomberg reporter Matthew Bristow traveled to Putumayo province in southern Colombia and visited an 8-hectare coca farm that sells about 40 kilograms of the drug a year. 1 kilo sells between $30,000 in the US to $160,000 in Australia.
The farmers make about just over $600 for every kilogram that they produce. Which isn't very much, given that they also have to pay for all the chemicals, they have to pay for gasoline. So they're left with very little in the way of profits.
Colombian cocaine production began rising 10 years ago, when the government started negotiations with the largest guerrilla group, the FARC.
Coca production roughly has tripled since then. During the peace talks, the government reduced the amount of eradication of coca it was doing. The peace talks were supposed to lead to a drop in coca production, but when the guerrillas demobilized, the areas that they occupied were filled by new illegal armed groups, and these groups often threatened to kill people for cooperating with government programs to eradicate coca.
Though farms are still being targeted, the new president, Gustavo Petro, proposed a different approach to the war on drugs.
He says the war on drugs pursued by Bogota and Washington for decades has brought violence to Latin America while failing to stem death and addiction in the United States. He wants to go after the mafia and big shipments of cocaine rather than the poorest coca farmers.